Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. And of course, not only on the Parsha, but as we know, this Shabbos is also Shabbos Shuva, the Shabbos of Shuva in the Aseres Yemei Shuva. I'd like to focus first on the Parsha and then to segue into the issue of Shabbos Shuva. First, in Parshas Vayelach, very small parsha in terms of psukim, but very powerful in some of its beautiful ideas. If we take a look at Perek Lamed Aleph, Pasuk Zayin, the Pasuk says as follows: Vayikra Moshe liYehoshua. Moshe calls to Yehoshua, Vayomer Elov le'enei kol Yisrael. And he says to him, in the eyes, or in front of, all the Jewish people, Chazak ve'ematz. You are to be strong and fortified. Ki ato tavo es ha'om hazeh. Because you, and the word tavo doesn't mean bring, because that would be tavi, but ki ato tavo es ha'om hazeh. You will come with this nation, el ha'oretz, to the land, asher nishba Hashem lavosam, which Hashem has sworn to their fathers. Lo seis lahem, to give to them, va'atot tanchilena osam, and you will cause them to inherit it. Notice the change. At the beginning, Hashem says that atot tavo es ha'am hazeh, you will come with this nation. But at the end, he says you will cause them to inherit it. You will be the one to see to it that they will inherit it. Why the change? Why not say, because you will bring these people and you will inherit it with them? Why does the first part of the pasuk say, because you will come with them and you shall inherit them? Moshe Rabbeinu was given the responsibility because Hashem said in the pasuk, Vayikra Moshe liYehoshua v'Amei Elov le'enei kol Yisrael. He spoke to the Jewish people at the behest of Hashem. He told them, Chazak ve'ematz. You are to be strong and fortified because you're going to come with them and you're going to help them lead. And Reb David Feinstein Zal points out so beautifully that a Jewish leader needs two major elements. One, a Jewish leader needs humility. And he doesn't want Yehoshua to think that he is the sole cause and the only way the Jewish people are going to get to Eretz Yisrael. So Hashem tells Moshe to tell Yehoshua, you're going to come with them. You're no different than them. You're one of Am Yisrael, just like every leader is part of Klal Yisrael. But on the other hand, there's one thing you have to know, Yehoshua, that it's not just that you're one of them, but you're a special one of them. And that special one needs power. Chazak ve'ematz. You have to be strong and fortified to lead them, because the people at times can be contentious, and the leader has to set the standard of what is healthy and good for all of Klal Yisrael to inherit the land of Eretz Yisrael. And we, as members of Klal Yisrael, and we who have positions that we can help increase and help expand Klal Yisrael, we have to have those two elements. We need humility. We need to realize that we're just people, but on the other hand, we must be strong and fortified to help the people grow. And that's why Rabbanim throughout the years have always given a lesson on Shabbos Shuva to help the people grow. Can't force it, but you certainly can encourage it. And I'd like to do the same today. We say in the Shema Kolenu prayer so often, we say the words, Al tashlicheni le'es zikna. Do not cast me to a time of old age. David HaMelech, when he used those words in Tehillim, And he said, Al tazdicheni le'es zikna. What did he imply? Did he not want to grow old? And it's true that although he died 70, which even today is considered somewhat younger than the average, perhaps, or the average age of people who want to grow old, and we should all live until the allotted time of Admeya, Ve'esrim, and whatever amount of time Hashem gives us. But he's saying, Al tashlicheni, don't cast me to old age. And the Radak points out what David HaMelech is saying, don't make me so feeble thinking that I will only be able to improve if you, Hashem, help me improve. But David HaMelech wants to be able to improve on himself. Isn't it so that sometimes when you ask people to improve, to get better, to correct some even minor idiosyncrasy that one has, you'll hear many times, even from young people, they'll say, come on, Rabbi, I can't change. This is who I am. I can't be better. And if you tell it to an adult, the age of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, who knows what, and you say, you can be a little bit better, the person say, stop with the tshuva pressure. I can't change who I am. This is who I am. I propose that what we're saying when we say, Al taslicheni le'es zikna, don't cast me to old age, none of us should ever think that we're so old that we can't get a little bit better, that we can't do something to help Klal Yisrael, to help ourselves, help our families, help our communities, help ourselves to get a little bit better, closer to Hashem. We shouldn't think that. We have to be strong and fortified, just like Hashem told Moshe to tell Yoshua. On the one hand, you're going to come with the people to the land and be no different than them. We're all the same. And at the same time, we have to be strong and fortified and not say that we are at Ace Zikna, that we're too old to change. We're never too old to change. I have said to some young people, you can make your life better by doing A, B, or C. And I have heard them say, I can't. Let's get away from such an old age idea. Let's say I can. And Hashem is telling us that when it comes to tshuva, we can. We can get better. We can make inroads. We can do things better. I'll give you one example. When it comes to the mitzvah of saying Kriyas Shema, there is one outstanding halacha that needs to be focused on. The Shulchan Aruch, from Siman Samach to Siman Samach Daled, emphasizes it in a number of different places, and it's commented on by the Mishnah Berurah, that when one says Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, they have to have kavanah at least for the very first pasuk. And if they did not have kavanah in that first pasuk, they did not get the mitzvah. Even according to those who sometimes say mitzvahs ain't tzrichas kavanah, but when it comes to mitzvahs, the oraisa and shema, we need to have kavanah in that first paragraph, in that first sentence. What kavanah do we have to have in that sentence of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad? We have to have the kavanah that we're the intent that we're appointing Hashem as the Ol Malchus Shamayim. We're accepting on ourselves the responsibility to believe with deep faith in Hashem's ability to lead us, and we will follow Him. Shema Yisrael, Hear, O Israel, Hashem our God, Hashem is one. And Reb Shamshon Raphael Hirsch so beautifully explains when we say Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, we know that Yud Kei Vav Kei Hashem is Midas Harachamim, and Elokeinu is Midas Hadin. Many people think that Hashem is either one or the other. And the fact is that Hashem is both. And what we're saying when we say Shema is the Hashem that is full of rachamim and caring in every way is the same as the Elokim that is Midas Hadin. And we recognize that both elements of HaKadosh Baruch Hu are in relation to all of Klal Yisrael, the whole world, and especially each and every individual. Both Hashem of Yudkei Vavkei Rachamim and Hashem of Elokeinu Echad. We are under both ideas, and Hashem treats us with kindness and love, just like the Yudkei Vavkei, which is Midas Rachamim, and the Elokeinu, and sometimes the Elokim, the Midas Hadin, is also love, and we have to recognize that. And therefore, what we are davening for and hoping for is that over the Yom Kippur and the Aseret Yemei Shuva period of time, we can become filled with the recognition that Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Maybe that's why the very last thing we say on Yom Kippur is Hashem Hu HaElokim. Hashem, the Midas HaRachamim, and Elokim, the Midas Hadin. It's all one. And we have faith and emunah and trust in every aspect of Hashem's relationship with us. So let's be strong and let's be fortified. Let's recognize the gifts that Hashem has given Klal Yisrael in its existence over all these years. No matter what the nations of the world has thrown at us, we should be strong and fortified in recognition of the kindness, of the rachamim of Hashem. And unfortunately, even the Midas Hadin, which is filled with rachamim, Hashem Echad, Hashem is one. And that's an opportunity that the Aseret Yemei Shuva are presenting to us. I want to take this opportunity to wish a Gemar Chasima Tova of the absolute wonderful life that can be ours with our tshuva, our tefillah, our tzedakah, our kindness, our goodness, our ability to recognize Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, Hashem Hu HaElokim. And we should say together that it's Hashivenu Hashem Elecha v'Nashuva. We will return together, Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem, renew our days as of old. I want to wish a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos and a Gemar Chasima Tova to all our wonderful members and friends of the Young Israel Bethel of Borough Park and all of Klal Yisrael. Hashem should hear our tefillos and reward us with a Shana Tova U'Mesukah, a Gemar Chasima Tova to all of Klal Yisrael.